All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Game 3 of your best-of-5 match between MOYAI and RESIN. Responding to Sleeping Giant, RESIN leaning heavily on their Destroyer lineup again, but let's take a look at MOYAI here in green on the north side. It's a 4-Destroyer lineup for MOYAI, bringing Suisei's Summers, again with the Dazzle and some Torpedo build, Hoshi's Kleber, Fearless Brawler to go with his gun reload and RPF, Zill's Ragnar, gun range and reload. And then we have LH Gamer's Gdansk, again with the range and reload to pair up with his radar destroyer. Four cruisers for MOYAI. We're looking at Brody's Stalingrad, also going range and range and top grade gunner, excuse me. Demo and a Stalingrad, range and top grade gunner. Toji's Venezia, going for unique upgrade and top grade gunner. And last but not least, that's Philip's Wushta, going for outnumbered to go with gun reload and RPF. A lone battleship for MOYAI. Only one, Eme's Bungo. It's a 5-destroyer lineup for Resin Zath. Talk to me, what they got?
Yeah, well, the other big thing, of course, is if you're only bringing one battleship, then just bring Stalingrad, because that's like discount battleship.
It's kind of
right?
like cheap discount battleship, baby. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so we've got Resin with Frice's Kotz build gearing heading towards the A cap. He's slowing down a little bit so that Legend Formula's Wushta can catch up. Now, this is a reload Wushta. We got Mubuki's Stalingrad with reload and top grade gunner. Viva G is now in a Kremlin. Interesting. On the opposite end, we've got Payne in a Loria again, working his way towards the C cap with a 4 destroyers in front of him. That's going to be Eagle Lance's Gdansk, Mad Dog's Kleber, Big Boy 69's Kleber with unique upgrade and relocation. Yeah, and then we've got Triarch in the Kleber to round it out. So usual destroyer gang squad. I do like Eagle Lance though, ignoring the B cap, going into this channel, maybe surprise one of MOYAI's destroyers. We'll see.
When you see one of these triple Kleber wolf packs, guys, it's very common that you'll see one of them run the unique upgrade, which means that one of them is giving up gun power in exchange for better stealth. So you see there, if you look on the right-hand side here, Big Boy's Kleber, 6.2 detection. The other Kleber's 7.8. So Big Boy is basically acting like a tripwire. He is their spotter for the other two guys who will play generally about a kilometer or so behind him, and then make that work from there.
There's the radar to detect Hoshi's Kleber trying to get into C cap. So that will stall out the cap, but it's going to trigger a counter radar from Brody's Stalingrad.
Yeah, Triarch blew his gun reload there to try and punish Hoshi. I feel like that was a little premature. Hoshi had really good positioning, easily able to duck right into cover. So
yeah,
Triarch not getting a lot out of that reload booster. For the moment, Resin, the only ones with caps, so they're ticking up points. MOYAI, nothing. Eagle Lance getting punished a little bit here, too.
Well, yeah, I mean, Brody's radar allowed the 3 destroyers here from MOYAI to get some shots on him. I think possibly Toji's.
I think the Venezia probably smacked him at least once, given his position.
Nope, he hasn't touched him. I'm just looking right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I know, right? I was thinking the same thing.
Again, Resin's Klebers just feel like they're not trading well early. We saw some of this on loop. They were able to recover from it. I'll have to see if they're able to do it here as well. If you're going to take a 5-destroyer lineup, you got to be very, very cognizant of how you're managing your health pool, because most of those destroyers don't have heals. In fact, as I look down, Mad Dog gets smashed again one last time. None of Resin's destroyers have heals now that I look down the list.
Well, MOYAI is going to grab the C cap, but I like, though, Eagle Land saying, fine, I'm just going to leave and go get the other cap.
Yep.
Aha!
They know now that basically the middle of the board is wide open, so they can grab some free points. They might not be able to retain it, but they can tick up some points off of it in the interim, and that's still a good way to go.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Now there's the radar to catch from Demo.
That's going to give
And
the
then
boom.
Philippus,
Go ahead.
yeah. Philippus's radar catching Frice out over at the A cap.
Yeah, but they can't get shells on Frice, can they, back there?
No, but Eagle Lance gets
they did.
bungoed.
They did barely get shells on him. Yeah, I was expecting the Boongo to take a salvo on Eagle. They do. They get a reset. It won't stop this cap, though.
Well, you say that as Brody has radar too. So
Yeah, that's fair.
Eagle's got to wait 6 seconds and then, oh crap, not again. Here comes
Yep.
the Bungo salvo.
Here it comes, baby. MOYAI timing these radars and these salvos very well. They're not...
Resets.
They get some resets, but nothing really big on damage. This Moskva radar lasts longer, at least. Oh, no. Eagle getting low in here.
Yep.
And the French radar...
Guess shots coming in.
Yeah, the French radar is just fishing for him. Knows he's in there. So was
Here
the
comes
Bungo.
Bungo salvo. Wow.
Woo-hoo-hoo! Eagle playing a very dangerous game here.
And he's going to smoke up to tell them where to shoot?
I don't like this play.
Like that.
I don't like
that at all.
The only thing this might value here is that it might tell you, it might give you an opportunity to fool them a little bit. But this feels like a massive risk as he gets, he does take a Bungo salvo. They grab a big kill on their side of the map, Sath.
Yep, LH Gamer going down. I see that.
Getting rid of the
Mad Dog with
Gdansk.
that kill.
Getting rid of the Gdansk on the map edge puts RESIN out to a 200-ish, 230-point lead in climbing. But Eagle Lance is going to finally just give up the B cap entirely on 465 HP.
So the reason why I was saying it was such a bad idea to put the smoke is that there's this wonderful mod that tells you exactly where the center of your smoke screen is.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, hey, we don't know where he is. Oh, hey, I know exactly where he is.
I know exactly
now.
where he is. Yeah, he was almost done with the cap. Yeah, they're going to lose Eagle Lance right here.
Yeah, there's the radar.
So Eagle will be basically a one salvo kill. Yep. Feels like he did. If he hadn't smoked there, I think he might have been able to get the cap. Now, he was never going to stop Hoshi from moving in and taking it back. But they would have ticked up a few points off of it.
I think the biggest problem, though, is when you've got two radar cruisers, you can't play the traditional bait the radar, sit the radar, bait it again, sit through it. It just, no, it doesn't work.
Yep. All right. Both teams down a destroyer. Both teams ticking up 2 caps. It's a 170-point lead for RESIN here. Series tied at a game apiece. 8 minutes gone. 12 to play here in Game 3.
You really need to see RESIN's battleship start to make plays here. I think FIVA's trying to get Philippous's Wooster out.
I feel like they need to somehow find a way to punish MOYAI for only bringing 1 battleship.
They really do. I mean, especially now that Demo has moved forward, there's really nothing to punish Legend Formula's Wooster except for maybe Lucky Torpedo. Well, I say that as Emidy's Bungo speaks. Let's follow these shells. Are they going to make it? Formula hits the brakes.
They are not.
No.
Had he stayed where he was, that might have been bad. But one of the nice things, when you sit on one of these competitive teams and you play matches like this, and you're playing a cruiser, everybody is looking out for everybody else and calling out those kinds of salvos, letting you know that they're coming.
And one of the things that we used to do in Kraken when we played clan battles is if you die, you go and you spectate the enemy's battleship, right?
Yep.
Where are their turrets looking, and especially when are they shooting and who are they shooting at?
Yep. Peyton's position on the 10 line now begins to threaten the flanks of the Ragnar and the Kleber. He gets to get a decent hit there on the Ragnar. He's looking for shots on this Stalingrad, but I'm betting Brody is snuggled up so that that's not really a thing. Yeah. He's going to have a hard time getting shells in there.
They were chasing down Toji's Venezia a moment ago, but he just made Inky and ran away.
Yeah, he's smoking, so they're just going to ignore him for a spell. If they can get Toji off the board and turn the corner up here, they could put a real hurt on MOYAI. But MOYAI's also sussed out that these guys have abandoned the decap, and Zill and Hoshi like they're going to go play.
And now seeing Emity moving forward, again, that should tell Formula and the gearing combo they need to move up. It should also tell FIFA it's an opportunity to move up as well and go after the Wusta.
They're kind of turning everybody around, Zath, on the 10 line.
Mm-hmm. Well, now that they see Emity and Brody advancing, I think they're recognizing, or Demo, I mean, they're recognizing the threat, which is if we go too far forward, we'll get ourselves entrapped.
Yep. Well, they're about to learn where MOYAI's destroyers have gone off to. And there we go. Stalingrad right on the middle of the board, going out just for a little bit of info there. Able to pick up FIVA's Kremlin and Mabuki's Stalingrad, but nothing else.
The real key for that radar is what is FIFA doing in the Kremlin? If he's just sitting there, they don't care. If he's moving forward and advancing, well, that informs, the Death Snail over north of A, what to do. And that also might even inform Emity's Bungo position.
He is moving forward. He's got some torpedoes in his face. We'll see if those become impactful in a moment. They do finally start to get some shells in on Hoshi. But all of Resin's Klebers are looking a little rough. They've got to be very cognizant about where this damage goes, who draws shells, and who takes hits.
Yep, they do manage to push the MOYAI off of decap for a little bit.
They might get lucky with some torpedoes here. No, Hoshi's found a nice little spot to ignore those.
Yep. The big thing is just literally outgunning your opponent, trying to take Zill down.
Yeah, they're trying to get good damage on the Ragnar, but the shells right now are a little behind him. Big Boy's going to move up to try to get spots on Hoshi. They do. That's going to draw out the Stalingrad radar, so they can spot Big Boy now. Suisei's Summer's just getting smacked around. Oh, he's under radar. He's moved up on the Worcester radars on him there.
Yep.
All right.
There he goes.
Big kill for Resin as they continue their successful defense of the decap. Now 90 seconds away from a win here in Game 3. FIVA's Kremlin rotating through Thunderdome to begin threatening the middle of the board.
I was just going to say, I think what he was doing was he was waiting for that info radar to finish, and then once it finished, he hit W.
Yep. Resin doing a really great job of maximizing Big Boy's detection advantage over this Ragnar and this Kleber in order to keep them off the decap.
The enemy is about to win.
60 seconds
1
now.
minute. Yeah. Hoshi's going to have to get back into the cap. He knows it. He's spotted.
Yep. I think he's going to have to just sit in there and take it. Maybe try and trade with Mad Dog's Kleber to the south. Mad Dog burning his... I want to say his last. It is his last reload booster. Oh, big kills. Do they get the trade?
It's the kill.
They do not get the trade.
They don't get the trade. Nope. They're trying.
3
Wait,
seconds. 3 seconds. They don't have time now.
Zill trying.
Okay, Zill steps onto the cap now.
Yep. 2 seconds.
Mad Dog is still lit. He lives long enough to tick over to 1,000 points.
Wow.
Resin goes up 2-1 here in this best of 5 with a big win here in Game 3.
All right.
They lose
all of our buttons.
They lose the Gdansk early, but pick up some other key kills, and that's all she wrote. Nicely done.
Yeah, no, that was a fantastic game.
That was fun. All right, let's hit this button and those buttons and do this.
Hit this button and that button and that button, and then that button will do